So, as I mentioned, I am walking just a few blocks up in my neighborhood, and I do live in the Southern California area. So I'm in a city called Corona, and Corona is actually pretty big. My family, we moved here in 2008, so we have lived for 18 years, and it is actually it's grown a lot. I mean, there's probably a good 300 to 400 plus thousand people that live here, so it is a very big city. Not as big as LA though, or New York. So as I mentioned before, I do try to, walk very regularly. If not every day, a good three times a week at least. And I eat plant-based, so that's how I try and stay fit. So one of the things that I've always found very key to staying fit and healthy is taking vitamins and supplements. Now, my dad, when my brother and I were little, he was always instilling in us, take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest. So we grew up with those values, and I still hold them dear to this day. And I'm actually in my 50s, but I can pass for someone who's in my 20s. Unfortunately, there is a really nice cool breeze blowing right about now. So, how many of our viewers out there are animal lovers? I'm sure almost all of us, if not everyone, is an animal lover. And one of the things I like to do is watch the little animals in nature. And I'm talking about particularly like birds and squirrels. Oh my goodness. I get a kick out of squirrels. They are really funny. There's a huge tree that's outside of my bedroom window. And there's squirrels sometimes that will literally be on the roof right outside my window, and they will jump. I repeat, they will jump from the roof onto a tree. And I'm like, I didn't even know squirrels could do that. So very cute. I think I'm coming to the end of this block here, and I will probably be turning around because I've gone, 4.5 blocks up. The heat is starting to get to me. Just some of my neighborhood. Some local flowers. That is another thing about me. I love flowers, although some of them, the scent is a bit strong. In other words, I don't use floral perfumes. They make me dizzy and nauseous, but I just love things of beauty. So something else about me is that I love to bake, and I really did want to bake some protein muffins for you guys today, but it is just too hot to turn on the oven. So you'll have to wait until fall or winter, and I will be showing you how I make my protein muffins. And it's really simple. I basically just buy a muffin mix in the store, and then I just add my protein powder. So real basic. Again, just more of my neighborhood, and it's a really nice, quiet neighborhood. I mean, again, we've lived here in this area 18 years, and it's just really beautiful. You know, people here are, most of the time, everybody is real friendly and cordial. I mean, you don't usually come across anyone who's rude, so it's just kind of nice to live in a neighborhood like that. Waiting for this signal light to change. sometimes I think some of these, I know they're all on a timer, but I think sometimes they're a little warped to where they don't change right away. But yes, I have walked about 4.5 blocks up in my neighborhood, and again, it is very warm already, so I'm already feeling the glistening, the sweat on the back of my neck here, so it is definitely time to head home, which is what I'm doing. But yeah, I just want to say, for those of you out there, I do hope that you will like and subscribe to my brother and I, our channel. Again, it's C&J Food and Travel, and we're just trying to give you guys things that are fun and exciting, and we're just ourselves. We're not actors by any means, although our dad had us in front of the camera quite often when we were little. We were actually born and raised in the North Hollywood and LA area, so our dad was a screenplay writer, and he worked for many of the motion picture studios, so he wanted his babies in front of the camera. And when we got old enough, we were just like, okay, Dad, no more pictures, please. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a little bit about myself and my brother. And yes, today is a Tuesday, and Christopher is working, so he is not a part of this video. But again, you will be seeing a lot of the both of us. So, how many of you out there, you probably have your favorite taste in music, musical artists, and me, I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, and I think the 80s was the best time for music. I mean, some of my favorite groups were, of course, I always loved the Jackson, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. Janet always held my heart. I actually have a really cute story. I met her, my brother and I met her when we were little, and I'll save that story for another time. But I've loved the Jacksons, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, New Edition. Now that was my group. My bedroom wall when I was a teenager was plastered with half New Edition and probably half Michael Jackson. But I've always loved R&B, hip-hop, soul. And when I got older, in my 20s and 30s, my dad actually turned me on to some jazz. I never really thought it was, my kind of taste in music, but I have to say, as I got older, I realized that it was very relaxing. I said, okay, Dad, I see why you like it now. And some of my favorites that he would listen to were Bob James, Miles Davis, and Kenny G. So yeah, a little bit about my musical taste. we are finally in the home stretch. We are in the block of where my home is. So I will be signing off in just a few seconds. Again, I want to thank everyone who watches. And those of you who are watching, tell your friends, tell your family, say, hey, check out these new YouTubers. Okay, C&J Food and Travel family, we are right here at my entrance gate, and I'm going to use my key to go inside my complex. So I'm signing off. As always, thank you for watching. Take care. God bless and stay safe.